Heroes and Legends, Dynasties, Cibic, Alternative. Now putting their plans in motion. Lash was tasked by Crystal in one of the most toughest and most difficult missions to boot. He was tasked with infiltrating the holy castle of Damien II and to assassinate him basically, and by poison, and to let the Oricians take the blame for it, and thus starting a war between the Oricians and the Elders, which would disrupt their powerful alliance, which would pave the way for the Civic rise. And so, as they went to fulfill this plan, Lash snuck carefully within the enemy base. He disabled traps, got through some guards, disabled security systems, and put in false images. And as he was moving his way, he noticed that both Elder and Orician guards were in this castle. It was a perfect setup, knowing that Oricians were there, and if the Holy Emperor was suddenly killed, then it would be excellent and perfect. Damien had just finished fighting a major fight and was resting, and so he was not at full power. This might be the only time Lash has to fulfill this mission, and so it's imperative that he do so. However, he was stunned. The powerful Mr. Wong was there again. "You young man, I told you not to interfere in the affairs of the Oricians in the universe. Now you force my hand. I'll have to kill you." Lash was stunned. He had used up all of his smoke screams and bombs in this whole infiltration of this castle to get to this floor. Knowing that Mr. Wong was blocking the elevator towards the top floor where the Holy Emperor was at, he had to single-handedly get by this powerful warrior. Lash and Mr. Wong fought, but Mr. Wong was getting the better of him. Lash was being beat back, and the shields that he had were about to fade, and soon he'll be feeling these hard hits for real. Mr. Wong might actually kill Lash here, and Lash would fail in this mission. Then suddenly, out of the blue, through a window, Hetama had arrived. The two friends looked at each other and nodded, and agreed that they'll face this powerful warrior together. Mr. Wong then took out his hands out of his pocket and made a powerful fighting stance. So, the two friends, the two pillars of Cibic and Scotia respectfully, the traitors of the Holy War, have come to face me in battle. Come, fools. I will deliver justice to both sides here. Said Hetama. Quite poetic. This guy represents the both sides that we both fled from. Indeed, Lash replied. This battle will prove that we are independent from that of the Oricians and the Allied forces. Come, let us finish what we started way back then and correct the wrongs of the past. The two men were able to beat back Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong's kung fu style was still strong. However, Hetama's might and Lash's quick skills worked together and were smooth and worked seamlessly like a well put together orchestra. Mr. Wong was pushed back and then knocked out by both Hetama and Lash combined fist. With the old man now subdued and Hetama got in the door, Lash snuck into Damien II's room and laid poison on him. Sooner or later, the mission was now complete and they fled. Sooner or later, the Holy Emperor died. The Oricians were blamed, and the Grand General of the Holy Empire, Hetesh, had declared war on the Irishans, and thus the two sides bickered and had a big war, which destroyed themselves. The allies of the Irishans and the allies of the elders all went in an order battle. There was chaos and pandemonium in the universe. And using this strategy, the forces of the Cibic went to do their final task. As this war heated up, Crystal led her forces along with the forces of the Scotian and the forces of the City Group to launch their Furbin attack. The Furbin plan was simple: artificially regain the powers of their ancestors the Furbin had, injected into themselves, making themselves stronger, and like our ancestors, go forth to the universe, not to completely exterminate it, but to conquer it, and be the surprise attack in which the universe never saw coming. But however, before they could do this, they must get rid of the Bankeran power that will stand in their way. The Irishian Bankeran, led by Savia, must be stopped. Savia admired Crystal for assembling all of these forces. So, Crystal, you got Lash, Hetema, and Zuma Zuma to work together with you. Do not mind this older woman. You young girl, you are no match for me. In my old age, I could crush you. Citizens and forces of the Irishian Bankeran, hear me. Destroy these invaders and conquer this cluster of galaxies. The Citigroup, the Scotian, and the Cibic, poised with Furbin power, launched their attack against the forces of the Irishian Bankeran. Fascia, who was the top guard of Savia and the Irishian Bankeran, went to face them, but realized that something was up. Foster and Ziva saw it too. Kid Crash, and their forces of the Tectoran were immediately destroyed by the advanced weaponry and advanced strength of the Cibic. The forces of the Irishian Bankeran were complex. It can be, said Zarya. Their forces are strong, too strong. So must have they been enhanced. No, my friend, Patricia said. No, we could do this. We could get by this. What's going on? And then Zuma, being arrogant, said, "Fools don't see the picture yet, do you? Oh, poor you guys." And then Jenna, who really hates to lose, said, "We will win victory today. Today marks the rebirth of the Furbin Alliance. The Cibic, the Scotia, and the City Group. We have returned back, and we return back to our glory days of our ancestors. A newfound power. We have destabilized the alliance of the elders and Irishans. Now we will destroy the Irishian Bankeran and use your technology to conquer the universe. Victory, victory, victory is all I see. I believe in victory." When this announcement was said, Xavier was shocked. The Furbin? Impossible. They're long gone. How these civic fools managed to get the Furbin working for them? And then Crystal had to explain. Haha, Xavier, you fool. You think your old age is enough to stop me with your wisdom? You have no idea what we are capable of. Now witness the rebirth of the Furbin Alliance. And so Barduk went all out. The Crimson Swordsman unleashed his full power. And with his Furbin power within him, he was able to cut down all the Tectoran. Tectoran, Karklen, and Kilkash. They were stunned. They were being pulled back and pushed back. Soon later, the Irishian Bankeran fell to the might of the Furbin Alliance. And with that, the bank run, the balance of power shifted in their favor. With the Ferbian strength and the Erishian technology, the Ferbian alliance now in place, the universal invasion begins. As their ships could cross across the Pancharan galaxies and space and onto the Inshuran galaxies and space with lightning precision and speed of light, taking galaxy by galaxy down. And their main mothership, Crystal and Lash, stood side by side each other in the main hull and looked on as everything they had planned was falling into place. And they both laughed as the universe would soon belong at last to the Forbidden.